Oh, guys, our next comedian is a dear friend, a former roommate, as well as a freelance voice actor whose work can be seen, or rather heard, in the audiobook Phantasmias, which is a fantasy horror anthology coming out soon. Let's get a sexy voice out here. Give it up for Tom Craig, everybody.
Back down. No, I stand my ground.
How's it going, Comedy Bar? How we feeling? Let's give it up one more time for Ross Hammond and Alana McConnell. One whole year, these guys have been putting on amazing comedy for great causes. I can't express how happy I am to be here, to get to meet all these comics who I've been admiring for the past 12 months, and to find out that they are not, in fact, figments of my quarantine-addled imagination. Unlike most of my friends. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you all so much for your support of the Canadian Environmental Law Association. You know, we're not all Jeff Bezos. We can't all launch ourselves into space on a giant dildo. We've got one planet. It's great to see people doing what they can to look after it. And on that note, the apocalypse. Is it just me, or is the one we are currently living through kinda pedestrian? No, please understand, I'm not trying to hand-wave any of the genuine tragedy that has permeated this last year and a half. I'm not trying to discount how hard it has been on all of us. But media and literature have led me to believe that things were supposed to be a little more exciting than this. Like hell, the Book of Revelation made it sound like we were going to be living in a fucking metal album. And behold, a pale horse, and him that sat upon it was called Death, and hell followed close behind. And then it just turns out it was Jason Kenney all along. Thank you for that reaction. Unlike the man himself, I don't know if that joke would kill in Alberta. It's gonna another check mark on the list of reasons why I am definitely going to hell. Well, you know, like, I'm not saying that the Conservatives of Canada aren't doing a perfectly adequate job of ushering in the end of days, but if this is really how it all goes to hell, is a little goddamn showmanship really too much to ask? Like, where are my impractically souped-up muscle cars decorated in human skulls? Where are my bands of crazed road warriors in intricately personalized armor? I'm a cosplayer, for God's sake! Armageddon is the only setting in which I have marketable skills. But I just feel like none of us are up to the task of creating one of those cool apocalypses, you know? One of those raider-driven wastelands that needs to be set straight by a smooth-talking drifter with a heart of gold and really nice sideburns. Hey, dress for the job you want, right? But we can't even rely on the, misogynistic gun-humping maniacs we already have. Sure, on paper, the MAGA mob are basically the bad guys from Mad Max, right down to being uncomfortably white. But those milquetoast bitches whiffed an insurrection on easy mode. Like, National Guard gave them, 3 hours a head start, and they still couldn't beat our record for most American capitals successfully set on fire. Not that I'm trying to condone or endorse that sort of behavior. I'm just saying, undefeated since 1814. Suck it, Yanks. But, if we can't rely on the literal apocalypse preppers to become the villains they are so clearly meant to be, I mean, who's going to carry that mantle? Me? Because, honestly, it seems like I am the only person who actually cares about this shit. And I, don't doubt that I could gather the requisite number of enterprising young individuals to create a sizable war band. I'm reasonably charismatic and great conversationalist. I make friends easy. But I'm also that artsy, unskilled suburban kid who confirms every single one of your conservative uncle's opinions about millennials. I generously weigh in at about 150 pounds. I'm completely blind without my nerd boxes. And I am so adverse to confrontation that I will eat food I don't like rather than let the server know there's been a mistake. Thank you. In addition to which, I'm entirely terrified of getting behind the wheel of a car. I'm phobic of any power tool more intense than a heat gun, and the most extensive thing I've ever made with my hands consists of a set of Star Wars armor comprised entirely out of floor mats from Walmart. If we did manage to get, a decent-sized group of raiders together, I imagine our first outing would go something along the lines of... Attention, my fellow villains of the Oaks! We sally forth today against the miscreants of the saga to prove for good and all who will hold sway over the ruins of Jata. We ride now for glory, for blood, for... Oh, fuck. Hey, guys, we got a flat. Does anybody here know how to change a tire? I guess at the end of the day, too, I was just really looking forward to a bottle cap-based economy. I kind of figured, after all I've been drinking over quarantine, that might give me a chance at owning property sometime before I croak. That's all I got for you tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. Enjoy the show.
That keeps on pushing me around, gonna stand my ground.
All the way from Oakville, the sexy voice. Tom, clearly you didn't milk Oakville enough. Yeah, the 905!